Hi, Kim Van Borculo from Build That Green. I am so happy you came and joined us down here in Wilmington, North Carolina, where we're going to be talking about vintage flooring made of antique pine. What is that? Well, it's a most amazing thing. And Chris Metz from the Old Growth Riverwood Company is an expert at taking sunken logs and turning them into treasure. We're sitting here amongst this huge pile of longleaf pine trees that have been floated down the Cape Fear River. Why were they even in the river?
Farmers would go into the field and they would harvest the pitch, and then the pitch was part of the commodity that they would sell for a winter crop. And then fourth, fifth year, you know, as the tree's dying, they would cut the tree down, float it down the river, and it was the crop. There was a certain amount of them that sank. And then what we do is we would go and we would figure out where the sawmills were back in the early 1900s, late 1800s. We'd send a grapple down, they call it a rock placing bucket. Once we determined where the area was that we were going to pick up the logs at, and we'd make camp, and then we would offload onto the shoreline with the product. Once we size it to length, we'll bring it over here and we'll put it on the sawmill, and obviously we want to cut the punk or the rot off of the top of the board or the log, and then what we'll do is we'll lay it down and start cutting our dimensional lumber. We'll cut it, put sticks in between it, let it air dry for anywhere from 120 to 180 days, and then we'll send it off to the dry kiln, and the dry kiln will bring it down to 6 to 8% moisture, and then we'll bring it back and we'll put it in a building, and then we'll start processing.
We've got our old growth pine out stacking in the yard, and it's been sent to the kiln to dry, and now we brought it inside. What are we going to do next?
We'd want to run it through this machine right here, which will clean up both of these edges, and it'll size the lumber and give us a nice straight glue line edge on both sides. And then see on this piece here, what we've got is a little bit of exterior check and a little bit of rot right here. It looks like it's got a little char marks on it. So what we'll do is this machine here will straight line this side and then come back over here and take this piece right off of here.
Now that we've just ripped this pine wood, you really get a sense of the fact that it's going to be turning into really flooring. The grain on it is incredible. Tell us a little bit about what we're going to do next.
Well, the next process is now we'll run it through this machine right here, which is the molder, and it'll cut this side off and put a tongue on it, put a groove on the other side, which will help it interlock on your floor, and then it'll put a relief on the bottom and put a finish cut on the top, so that very minimal sanding on it.
Using locally salvaged wood is a great way to start greening your home. And today, we've had a rare opportunity to see how antique salvaged wood is transformed into absolutely gorgeous flooring and paneling. Now, if you'd like to know more about green building, make sure to visit us at buildthatgreen.com. From Wilmington, North Carolina, I'm Kim Van Borculo. Next time you build that green.